The Dow just dropped 577 points, and if you look at the YouTube comments, it seems like the world is ending. We are talking Iran, oil, inflation, the Fed meeting minutes. The headlines are saying to panic in the entirety, and I want to show you something that puts every single one of these headlines in its correct place. When we look at $1,000 invested in the American stock market in 1900, through every single war that we have seen, every depression, every crash, every correction, every headline that said the world was going to be ending, it would be worth over $15 million today, 125 years later. Not because nothing bad happened through all of history. That's because everything bad that has happened in history, the market has recovered from 100% of it. Today, I want to walk you through 125 years of crashes, the recovery time for each one, and exactly what history means for your portfolio. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, before I show you the crashes, guys, I want to show you the destination because crashes only make sense really when you're going through. The American stock market has returned 9.53 annualized over the last 150 years. Think about that. That is with dividends reinvested. So 9.53 over 150 years. At that rate, $1,000 invested in 1900 grew to over $15 million today. $100 invested in 1870 would be worth $3.5 million today. And here's the one that stops most people. $1 invested in Dow Jones in 1896 with dividends reinvested grew to a $297,000 balance by 2026. Now, without dividends invested, that $1 would have grown to $1,220. That single comparison, $1,200 versus $300,000. That is the entire argument for dividend reinvestment, really simplified to one number. The market will do the compounding. Dividends multiplied that compounding by 243 times, which is kind of crazy. So let's look at the crash record because this is a ton of fun when I was doing the research on this. Every time the market told investor the game was over, the world was going to end, it happened every single time that we've heard this. Going all the way back to 1929, which was the Great Depression, this was the worst crash in 150 years. $100 fell to 21 bucks on May 1932. Banks failed. There were breadlines everywhere. Dust Bowl. The headline said American capitalism was done. It was finished. It was over. The recovery that and really recovered to previous highs. 1936, 7 years later, we had an entire recovery from the market. And then, of course, the second dip was in World War II before we seen that great bull run start again. Now, in 1987, we seen Black Monday. This was October 19th. The S&P 500 fell 30% in a single trading session. This is the single worst day in the stock market in history. Portfolio managers were physically getting sick. Every single financial commenter was saying that the bull market was dead. Recovery, the market was back to historic highs within the next 2 years. So thinking about that, 2 years from the worst trading day that we have ever seen in history. Then we get into the year 2000 to 2002. This was the dot-com, and a lot of people are saying this is exactly what's going to happen with the AI bubble. The S&P 500 lost half of the value over 18 months. Every technology company had to bid and really had any absurd of valuations collapsed in its entirety. The NASDAQ fell 78%. Recovery for the full S&P 500 came in 2007. 2008, 2009 was the financial crisis. The S&P 500 went from 1549 all the way down to 666 by March of 2009. That is a 56.8% decline. The global financial system was genuinely about to collapse. Every single bank on the planet was suspect to what they were doing with mortgages. But of course, we did see a full recovery by May of 2013. 5.5 years later, the market had a 100% recovery, but 10,000 invested in October of 2007 would have been the absolute peak and the single worst moment in history that it was to buy into the market. Recovered really completely by 2013. And then, of course, by today, you would have more than tripled that recovery that we have seen. Then we start looking at COVID, which of course is really unprecedented. 2020 was the COVID crash, the fastest 30% decline that we've seen in history. Economies shut down overnight. The S&P 500 fell 34% in 33 days. Recovery time for this, pretty quick on the bounce back, 5 months, which is the fastest recovery of a major crash that we have seen in 150 years of the market. So when we start looking at this, guys, every single crash, every single time, every single recovery, and the only investors that locked in those losses were the ones who sold. And think on the other side, where if the market was down that much and you continued to buy, if you bought more, your portfolio would automatically skyrocket to new record highs. The recovery time varied 2 years, 5 years, 7 years, 5 months, but every single time over a 125-year track record, the market has come back every single time. So what does that mean with 125 years of crash and recovery data when it comes to the market right now? Let me be honest about the context. Bank of America, we know, has set a very speculation warning that we're seeing really extreme levels. The Iran conflict escalated again with bombing. The ceasefire is over, meaning oil has surged, and the Dow just dropped 577 points on Wednesday, which was a pretty interesting drop. These are real risks. I'm not dismissing them. I covered them in detail when we look at the Wednesday video, when I walked you through every decision that I made with my portfolio. Now, here's what 125 years really actually tell us about moments like this. It doesn't say that a correction is going to happen. It says corrections are a permanent feature of investing, not a bug. Very interesting to hear. There have been more than 19 major market crashes in 150 years. We're looking at greater than 5% reduction in the course of a few calendar days. The average inter-year decline for the S&P 500 is roughly 14%. Even in the years where the market finished positive, the market does not go straight up, and it never has. What it does is goes up over time. When you look at consistency, when you look at persistently across every single geopolitical crisis we've seen, every recession, every panic headline, a 9.5% return for 150 years. The investors that are confused about the temporary correction with a permanent loss are the ones who turn a recoverable downturn into an actual one. VOO is the 2026 version of owning the American market. When you buy the VOO, you're making the same $1 bet that we seen in the Dow in 1896. The American capitalism compounds. That is the 500 largest companies in the world's largest economy will be worth more in 10 years than they are sitting today. That is the bet that has paid off through every single war, every depression, every single crisis, every crash in 125 years of data. It has paid off to investors who bought at the peak in 1929, who held through a 79% loss. Very tough to recover, but over 7 years, we did see a full recovery. It paid off for those investors in 2000 during the dot-com peak, who held for decades and had those flat returns and still ended up with $300 on every $100 invested. The only investors, of course, that did not make it are the ones who decided the crash was too much and they sold out in the entirety, locking in those losses. Now, this week, we talked about the SPMO at 30% of the portfolio. That momentum factor turned $10,000 into $48K over an entire decade. I showed you the exact decision with what I'm doing with my $500,000 portfolio. And in today's video, I wanted to really answer the underlying question that a lot of people are asking. Why do I stay invested when Bank of America, when really the market, when a lot of the news medias are saying there's going to be a crash, there's going to be escalations when the market is down and up? It is because 125 years of data says that the correction response and the correct way to do this, regardless of the headlines, is to keep buying and not sell at any point and letting time do exactly what it does, compounding this market. $1,000 in 1900 turned over to $15 million, 29 wars, 19 crashes. We've seen 4 pandemics, 1 Great Depression, and 2 world wars during that time. And guess what? The line within the stock market kept going up and to the right. Not because the market had some bad years, because the American growth engine and the companies within that VOO that have become the S&P 500, returning that 9.5% annualized for 150 years, kept compounding through all of it. And that's exactly what you own in this portfolio and what I have. And what I'm betting is every single time that you set your automatic investing on, you do not touch it and you do not sell, that portfolio is going to grow over an extended amount of time. Now, of course, guys, drop a comment down below. What is the one crash on this list that you would really hold through? And honestly, looking at something where it's a 79% reduction, that is kind of crazy. 1929, 87, 2000, 2008, or 2020. Select which one you want. And are you still buying right now with all the news media? Are you sitting on the sidelines investing? Did you already sell and pull out in the entirety? I read every single comment. Subscribe this week, gave you more conviction in the portfolio that you're building, and I'll catch you guys on Monday.